love LeBron. I got it. When we formed in Boston, you could never get past that. So that's why I say, when he took the jersey off in 2010, he buried that jersey under the TD Bank Arena. Okay? That 23 bronze jersey was buried under the Garden.
All right, so a couple things here from KG, who I love. He's right that figuratively that jersey was buried under the Garden. And then in 2012, LeBron came back to the Garden, had the single greatest game of his life, the 45-15-5, and ended the Big Three run in Boston forever. Then stole Ray Allen from you. You guys still aren't over that. Paul Pierce still on TV in his feelings. And sad to hear KG's also in his feelings. The other part of that quote that's very interesting was, if you heard it, he goes, when we formed up, and then he stopped. When you formed what, KG? When you guys formed the original Big Three? When that era of guys who always wanted to compete against each other but couldn't actually win on their own had to all come together thanks to Kevin McHale giving Danny Ainge you for Al Jefferson and a bag of groceries? That's what you were trying to say there, but you caught yourself. So I'm always here to help out KG, the 24th greatest player ever, to remind him exactly how this all happened. But he's right. They beat LeBron. LeBron then came back, got that jersey back, and shut down TD Garden. That happened too.
Great history lesson. All right, moving on. Tampa Bay clinched the AL East last night. The same AL East.
Oh, that's nice.
That has the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox, that AL East. But when you do it at Citi Field and nobody's in the stands, you got to BYOC. You got to bring your own confetti. I covered this team for years. There's nowhere to, there's like, I know there's a CVS on the back. There's a Staples also. I'm thinking that's the only place. But if you're going to BYOC, you have to BYOC. If you bring your own confetti, you have to bring your own cleanup crew. So pitcher Charlie Morton said, I shall do this, raised his hands. But here's my only issue. He's using a push broom to pull the confetti in. Obviously, he has never cleaned confetti from a visitor's clubhouse at Citi Field. I mean, that's obvious right there. But congratulations to Tampa Bay. You have takes. Of course you do. I mean, I do this. That's how I knew it was a push broom. Let's talk some Patriots before I sing or we get to broom takes. There is no doubt, gentlemen, Cam Newton has met or exceeded nearly every expectation in New England so far this season. You know who agrees with me? N'Keal Harry, the Patriots wide receiver who has now played with both Cam and Brady, said this yesterday, comparing the two quarterbacks, that it's two very different situations. Oh, I'd say, N'Keal, get this, in 7 games last year, N'Keal Harry had 12 catches for 105 yards. Through 2 games this year, 13 for 111. More catches, more yards in only 2 games. So, Brandon, let's kick off the conversation with you. Is Cam Newton proving the Patriots made the right decision moving on from Tom Brady?
No way. I mean, come on. Who would have thought, like, you know, Cam Newton would be sitting there for $1 million. Other teams would pass on him and won't offer him $5 million, $6 million, $7 million. Did you think that the plan really was to go from the GOAT to Jarrett Stidham? Come on, this was a bad decision, and it's turning out to be a good bet. That's all this is. Tom Brady is the GOAT. You don't go away from quarterbacks like that. You know, franchise quarterbacks, all-time NFL players. You know, you go to the Green Bay Packers. That was a good situation because they had Aaron Rodgers sitting on the bench. They didn't have anybody sitting on the bench to pass the ball to. So I don't like the decision. I thought it was a terrible decision, maybe because it's of my past and having 18 different quarterbacks. But when you have a guy that put 6 rings on your finger, when you have a guy that delivered the Lombardi Trophy that many times, you don't just walk away. That's a guy, to me, that should have told the team when he was ready to leave. So I don't like the decision. It was just a good bet that's turning out to work out for the Patriots.
But it did work out. And Brandon, Cam's better than Brady.
It's working out.
Like, that's, I mean, there's no denying that at this point. This Patriots fans got mad at me when I was defending them this summer, saying they got better at the most important position. And we can show it. Cam has been demonstrably and obviously better than Brady thus far this season, if we want to put the numbers up there. I mean, in every category, plus Cam leads the league in rushing touchdowns, and that's with those alleged horrible weapons that Brady had last year. But it's more than just this season. Let's show their last 18 games. That includes, by the way, a half dozen games that Cam played with a ruined shoulder. He's better than Brady over that stretch as well. So it might have been a risky play by Belichick that they might be left without a chair. What, Wilds? Those are the numbers. Cam has been better than Tom Brady, not just this year, but over the last few years. What? Go ahead, tell me. Tell me where I'm wrong. What am I missing?
I mean, he didn't win any games last year. I don't like that stat because you're like got me in a vice. I got old Tom Brady that I root for, and I got new Cam. You're mixing them up. You're squeezing your old buddy KW. I don't know how to respond to that.
Well, you could just say,
Brady, but I want to defend.
Can I help you real quick before you go? Can I help you since you said I have you in a vice? You could simply just say, damn, Nick, great point. I guess you were right all along. That's always a card you could play. Like, feel free. The vice loosens. You end up being on the right side of the argument. Like, it's always available to you, just so you know. But go ahead. I mean, it's between your favorite player ever and your favorite current player. So now you must choose. You must decide.
Sure. Well, no, I'm a Cam guy. I live in the moment. The past is the past. I'm moving forward. Brandon, you know what I didn't like last year? I hated it. I hated the weapons talk. It drove me crazy, and I thought that it was low-key throwing everybody else under the bus. And Cam, the Boston media, put the same piece of red meat out there for Cam, and Cam answered it 100% differently. And I'll read the quote to you. And as a wide receiver, I think that you would like this. He said, Cam Newton on if the Pats have enough wide receiver talent. Man, I'll say this. The answers are in that locker room, simple and plain. And now this is where it gets great. We got Little Bud, we got Doughboy, not from Boys in the Hood. Simple and plain. Oh no, Highway 11, my terms. We're good to go. Let me rewind that. We have Demery Bird, N'Keal Harry, Julian Edelman, and Jacoby Myers. So I think that the leadership that he is providing goes even beyond Nick's stats, Brandon, because it felt like Tom Brady was done with it. He was kind of pouting about the whole Antonio Brown thing, which was just bizarre and weird. I'm pro Cam. I think he's doing a fantastic job, and I'd much rather have him right now than Tom Brady.
Yeah, there's definitely a debate out there, and it seems to happen every other year with Tom Brady and the Patriots. Does Tom have weapons? You know, and it's Tom doing it himself. But when you really look at it, Tom's always had weapons. Edelman, you go back to Welker, Randy Moss, and a stable of running backs. So I don't like that discussion. But however, when you look at last year, he had no weapons. I'm sorry, Tom is right. You know, like, you know, if I'm in Tom's shoes, you got to think about it. You know you only have a couple years left. Give me something to work with. What did he have last year to work with outside of Edelman?
What do you want?
What
Nothing.
Cam has this year.
Because if you had...
Well, exactly
this
what
guy,
Cam has.
he wants
and
another
Cam's
Super
playing
Bowl.
Great.
Yeah, but Cam presents another element. Cam is getting it done with his legs, and Cam brings that element to the defense where it's like, we have to prepare for that. So it's about matchups. It's about this situation. You can't compare the two. And the wide receiver said it, you just can't do it.
So it's Bill Belichick's fault that Tom Brady can't run faster than my
When
my
you have the
gardening
best
neighbor?
when you have the best quarterback, forget the best quarterback, the best player to ever strap up. When you have the best player and you know he only has a couple years left, give him what he needs. Like, why did it take so long to go try to get an Antonio Brown? Brown. Like, why did it take so long? You have one guy. You had many opportunities to get it done. Now, yeah, they drafted the kid in the first round, but you know coming in.